What's up, coaches? Welcome to Three-Face Football. I'm Coach Rod, and today we're going to talk about defensive line alignment techniques. Now, this is a super important topic all offensive players must know and master because it's going to help them understand our option rules, the nag check system, and communicating with their coaches on the sideline. There's also carryover. The defensive guys on the other side of the ball, they got to know this as well so they can know how to line up. Okay, we're going to finish this video today with a little quiz. I'm going to show you different defensive fronts, and you're going to have to identify what technique the defensive linemen are in. Now listen, I got one more thing for you to do. I want you to run the triple for me. All right, I'm going to give you 3 faces to follow. Okay, first of all, I want you to click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel if you like this video and you want to see more. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to hit a like. And then last but not least, I want you to hit the bell so you'll be notified next time new videos show up. All right, now let's get to it, fellas.
All right, last slide on this one. We got the defensive line techniques, alignment techniques. So again, here's the midline. Okay, goes through the north and south, through the center's crotch, through the front and back tip of the football. It separates the right side from the left side. Notice you got numbers, 0, 2i, 4i. What does all this mean? We'll get to it here in 1 second. First, let's go over what are the 3 ways a defensive lineman can align on you. Well, he can be head up, he can be inside shoulder, or he can be outside shoulder, and that's what this slide is talking about here and what that means. Okay. Now, beyond that, being able to identify if he's inside, outside, or head up on you, you also got to know what technique is that called, because our rules are based off certain techniques, and our defense, you have to be able to align in a certain location. So this is crucial. I can't stress this enough that you know this information and be able to communicate it to a coach during a game so we can make a proper adjustment. Okay. Starting with the head up positions from the center out. Okay, going to be even numbers. So we'll just say 0 is head up alignment on the center. Head up on the guard is a 2 technique. Head up on the tackle is a 4, and head up on the tight end is a 6. So it literally goes 0, 2, 4, 6. To the right, to the left, it's 0, 2, 4, 6. Those are all the head up positions. And this tells you down here. Okay, even numbers, going from 0 out. Inside shades, all the inside shoulders are also even numbers. Okay, the same as it is head up, but we put the letter I for inside. So there's no inside shoulder on the center. He only has outside shoulders, so we don't have to worry about it there. We start with the inside shoulder of the guard. That's a 2I. Inside shoulder of the tackle is a 4I. Let's go over to the left. Left guard's inside shoulder is a 2I. Left tackle is a 4I inside shoulder. Okay. Now the only thing that's a little weird is the tight end. We call that a 7 technique on his inside shoulder. We don't call it a 6I. It's just tight end's a little bit weird in that way. So you just kind of got to get used to it. The inside shoulder of a tight end is a 7 technique. Okay, last but not least, last thing we've got to talk about is the outside shoulders. Okay, center's outside shoulder and out are all going to be odd numbers. Starting with the center, we got a 1 technique. Okay, outside shoulder of the guard is considered a 3 technique. Outside shoulder of the tackle is a 5 technique, and outside shoulder, since we already used the number 7 for inside, his outside shoulder is going to be a 9, and it just repeats itself to the left. 1, 3, 5, 7. So the test is, if I was to tell you, go line up in a 2I technique, you should be able to go inside, you should go align. If you're giving us on a scout team look, you should be able to go and line up in a 2I technique and know exactly where that location is and be able to stand there. Okay. Again, in a game, I'm going to ask you if you're playing right tackle, or you're playing, tight end on the left. I'm going to ask you, where is he aligning on you? And you got to be able to tell me, Coach, he's inside, he's in a 4I, or Coach, he's head up on me, he's in a 6 technique. You got to be able to know this information and kick it back to us. Okay? All right, we're going to give you some live examples now of different defenses. Okay, and we'll talk about how these defenders are aligned. Okay, this is a 4-3 defense. We got 4 down linemen. You guys that play John Madden football, you know what the heck I'm talking about here. 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Okay, we're just going to be looking at the defensive line techniques because that's what we just learned about. And let's start with this defensive lineman here, this D tackle. Notice his nose is outside shade of the center. So his nose is on the outside shoulder of the center. That's a 1 technique. We just learned that on the slide before. This defensive lineman here, his nose is on the outside shoulder of the guard. That's a 3 technique. And the 2 defensive ends are both aligned here and here on the outside shoulders in a 5 technique on the offensive tackle. Okay, so again, one more time. 1 technique, 3 technique, 5 technique, and a 5 technique. Okay, let's say, for example, we're running 13. Our rule is we read the first man from a 4-eye technique out. Here's a 4-eye technique. Who is that first defender from a 4 technique going out? Would be this guy here, labeled as number 1. That's how we basically apply our rules and identify who our read and pitch key would be. Okay, let me go ahead and show you now an odd front. 3-4 defense here. Our center's covered, meaning he has a nose guard. And then there's 2 defensive ends and what we call outside linebackers here. So basically where I got the red number 1, that guy's going to be a defensive end, and number 2 is an outside linebacker. Okay. Same thing over here, DN and an outside backer. Okay, we got 2 inside backers and 2 safeties. But for right now, we're just focusing on the defensive linemen. Okay, the guys tackle in the box here. And we're trying to identify what their techniques are. Okay, the nose guard, you can barely see him, but you see his shoulder pads. His nose is head up on the nose of the center. That's a 0 technique. The defensive end over here, his nose is on the inside shade of the inside shade of the offensive tackle. This is a 4-eye technique. And then this guy out here is in a 9. There's no tight end, but he's way out wide. We call that a 9 technique, or a hot 9. Okay, over here to the left, defensive ends inside, covering the inside shoulder of the tackle. His nose is on the inside shoulder of the tackle, so that's a 4-eye technique. And then outside of him is another 9 technique. So anyway, this is a balanced type defense, and we're just trying to again teach you guys how to identify where a defender is aligned specifically. Okay, what technique that he's in.
That's all I got for you coaches today. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell so that you're notified about future videos. Coaches, if you would, please also go by and check out our website. It's provided for you down in the description below.